Hey folks, and welcome back here to the channel. I know it has been quite some time since I've put some content here out on YouTube, but I figured I would put together a little bit of an update video while I just kind of had some general highlights and such from this year kind of playing in the background. I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up on kind of what's going on with the content on this channel, as well as just what's going on with me in general, I guess, since it's been some time. Now, one of the main reasons why I haven't posted a lot of content lately is because the weather has just been absolutely terrible where I live. I mean, we had a period of time where it rained every single day for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. And so it really just hasn't given me a lot of time to actually get out and go play without it storming all over the place, which is not really ideal to film when it's bad weather like that. And so with that said, the few times I have been able to get out and play, I've more just kind of played some casual rounds with friends, and it's always a little awkward filming in those situations because I feel like, unless I'm planning a shoot with another person and we're kind of recording content together, it just gets a little weird filming myself with other people around that I play with who don't really necessarily want to be involved in a lot of content and such. So again, it's really just a combination of there hasn't really been a whole lot of time for me to play lately due to weather, and it just feels a little awkward sometimes for me to film content when I'm just hanging out with friends. The other thing is I have been also just kind of busy with work on the esports front. I was commentating the VCT, which is kind of the main tournament circuit for Valorant for North America. And that was taking up a good bit of time these last few months, though we're kind of in an off season now, coming up here soon. So I probably won't be doing too much esports stuff for the rest of the year. And I'm still, of course, doing some work in the disc golf space. First off, in case you didn't know, I do host a show on the Disc Golf Network called The Scramble, which is essentially a tournament recap series where we take each tournament and kind of walk through all the different players and where they placed and, show highlights and kind of just tell the whole story of a tournament in 30 minutes. So, instead of having to watch all 3 to 5 rounds of the event, you can sit down, watch this video in 30 minutes or less and basically get a full picture of what took place at the tournament. And so definitely you can check that out if you have a Disc Golf Network subscription. I know that some people do have that because they like to watch live disc golf, but this is just kind of another piece of content that can go alongside of that if you have it. If not, all good. It is what it is. I know that some of you are more casual disc golfers, and so you're not going to have some type of subscription for the Disc Golf Network. Then, of course, I am still doing coverage over at Gatekeeper Media. I actually just got finished covering all the chase card and feature card stuff for the Disc Golf World Championships this past week. And so all that's up if you haven't got to see that yet. And I will be working with them throughout the rest of this year to do the playoffs for the Disc Golf Pro Tour, which I believe begins at the GMC event in Vermont coming up here soon. And then, of course, you also have the MVP Open at Maple Hill. And then, of course, the finale being out in Charlotte, North Carolina, though the courses aren't publicly stated yet. So I'll be doing that for the rest of the year at Gatekeeper Media. And I may also do a little bit of live stuff. That's still really up in the air, and I don't really have any details on that yet. But basically, just stay tuned to social media. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'll definitely post about it if the whole live opportunity winds up coming to fruition or not. But at the very least, you can expect me to continue to host the Scramble show on DGN, as well as continue to bring you chase card and feature card coverage over at Gatekeeper Media for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. And that's really about it as far as esports stuff and disc golf work stuff. Again, sorry I haven't really put out a whole heck of a lot of content here recently, but I hope to kind of get back to it, as things start settling down with some of my esports work and, as the disc golf is going to be approaching its off season, sometime in October. But weather is starting to get a little bit better in the sense that it doesn't rain as often. So I'm definitely going to try to get out there and put some content together. Though I would be curious to know, what type of content would you like to see? I feel like the bread and butter of my content on this channel has typically been showing off new courses or, doing practice rounds for tournaments or bringing you rounds from my tournaments. But, maybe I could do some type of bag swaps or some type of, 2 or 3 disc challenges or some like disc dice, some of these like little mini games that you can do with disc golf, just to try to be able to at least revisit some of the courses I've already played on this channel, but not just do a normal round that you've already seen. So I'm trying to come up with some ideas. So if you have any ideas, you can certainly post those in the comments below. And that's really about it. I didn't want to make this video too long. I just kind of want to give you an update on what's been going on with me on the esports side of things, on the disc golf work side of things, and as far as content goes on this channel. I've also toyed around with potentially even doing some interviews on this channel with players and other people in the scene, or maybe starting some type of podcast, though I'd need to find some type of co-host that would make sense, that, you know, could be maybe like a bigger name that people would really want to hear from. So that's kind of another idea I've been toying around with to kind of diversify the content here, but really not 100% sure on all that stuff yet. But anyway, just leave your suggestions in the comments below. And again, thanks so much for tuning in and subscribing, and hopefully you're enjoying some of the older content I've put out if you're new here. And again, new content should be coming out here shortly. So thanks again.